Hey guys, Lieutenant Curious here today. I am here with LEGO Star Wars Mini MOC number 57 on the planet of Pantora. Now Pantora was actually the planet that orbited, Plutonia, which is the ice planet, which is home to the Tals, orbited Pantora, and Pantora is home to the Pantorans, makes sense, and they have blue skin. They did not ever make this species in LEGO, so I kind of improvised and used just blank light blue heads for two Pantorans I included in this. But besides that, the terrain of Pantora is mostly marshlands, and there's also some dry area, so like plains, forests, stuff like that. And as you see here in front of you, this is mostly marsh and somewhat swamp. So yeah, you can see there is a stormtrooper there, and this does take place during the Imperial era, although I do have two clones in this mini MOC. Now, soon I will get to explaining that, but first, let's get into that awesome overhead shot. Alright guys, so I'm going to do the overhead shot a little bit differently, specifically for this one. I'm going to start it here and just keep going up until you see the top of the mini MOC. So, here we go. So, as you guys can see, this mini MOC is very, very tall. I actually measured at the peak of this tree. It is around 43 bricks tall, which is by far the tallest mini MOC I have ever built. It is also my current favorite mini MOC ever that I have built. So you guys can see that there is a giant hangar over here with a lot of detail in it and some nice terrain up top, including a lot of really awesome colors, including a new one that I recently got from a Brick World haul. You can also see a bunch of nice terrain down here. Down here we have some reddish brown going into dark green, into dark tan, and then dark orange. Just a lot of different changing of colors down there, as well as up top. And as you can probably tell, it's more luscious and dense and moist down here, so because there's the marsh area. And then up here it's more dry and more like a plains area, which is why I used dark tan. So yeah, let's get into that terrain. Alright, so let's start out near the base of the hangar, which is included with a rock structure here. So you can see right down here we have started with a base color of dark tan, quite a bit of medium dark flesh in 2x2 plates, kind of spread out there. And we have a pretty decent amount of olive green in the stem grass, as well as the plant stems, is what Bricklink calls it, and LEGO. And you can see I also have a couple of these, quite a bit of olive green everywhere. Just knocked over that tree. And including these 1x2 slope tiles in olive green that I like to use quite a bit, as well as cheese slopes. So you can see that nice stripe of dark orange that I really liked using. I can use dark orange as more of a large scale color now in terrain, which I'm really excited to do. And as we get over here, we have a more prominent base color of dark tan. And you can see that there's some sand green, olive green, green in some patches with these new bright green plant stems, and just lots of nice terrain. As I get around to the other side, I will show you guys that new color over there. There's also a lot more of it up top. So as we get into here, we have some base color of dark green. And this stream, I really like how it turned out. This is about where we started the video. This stream is using these 1x1 clear plates rushing down into here, and as it calms down, and it like branches off into like 4 different little streams here. As it branches off in this direction and that other direction over here, it calms down and gets into the normal swampy kind of water, which is using 1x1 trans green plates and tiles, mostly tiles. And then right here we have some tall grass that has obviously grown from all the moist soil that has rushed up there. And you can see these two stormtroopers. If you haven't noticed, they have these blue cheese slopes on their backpacks. I like to use the color of cheese slopes to indicate sometimes what battalion they're in. These two stormtroopers are in the 501st. And as we get over here, there is a Pantoran who has basically yellow hair. It's like a light yellow in Lego. And he as I said earlier, the Pantorans that I made personally do not have an actual face, which I don't like, but that was about the best I could do, and I really wanted to add Pantorans to this, since it is Pantora. And over here we have some dark brown, which obviously, as you guys know, is my favorite color. It's quite repetitive, I say that every time, but you guys gotta know. And then as we get over here, on this other side, you can see this is the new color that I recently got. So for comparison, you guys know that I like to use medium dark flesh quite a bit. This is a lighter color, a lighter shade of medium dark flesh, which is flesh. Now flesh can be used as a darker skin tone in minifigures, but light flesh is actually the skin color that is used for humans, clones, all those minifigures. That is called light flesh. This is flesh, so it's actually in between medium dark flesh and light flesh. So now, to get past all that confusion, now let's get into this rock structure. So as you can see, it is 6 bricks tall, I believe. Yes, yeah, it is. And as you can see, there is some dark green slopes in this area mixed into the dark bluish gray. And there's also some dark tan mixed in down here. And then on the other side, if you didn't notice at first, there are some medium dark flesh slopes, which I recently got, and those look very awesome. I also used a quick snot technique on one of them down there. And as you see up here, right next to the entrance to the hangar, there is quite a bit of detail up here with dark tan, dark brown, olive green, dark green, reddish brown, and dark orange. Lots of colors. I really wanted to do that with this one. And at the front of the hangar, you can actually see these really nice designs. I wanted to kind of keep this on the outside, even though it doesn't really look very good. I just kind of wanted to leave it like that and not block it off, just because. And you can see on the inside of the hangar, we have quite a few species here, and just a lot of nice detail on the walls, which I will get into in a little bit. You have some these dark orange pillars, which I really liked using. I also got those recently in the Brick World Hall. So as we get up here above the hangar, we actually have some nice olive green leaves, the kind of overgrowth here, and one of these dark tan leaves. And as we get up here, we have some really nice detail in dark tan, olive green, green, all those nice colors. And we have a nice path using light bluish gray and medium dark flesh stud tiles that these two random travelers are walking on. This is a Rhodian who has this nice sand green head. Recently got that. And also this Pantoran lady who was just walking through. She has a nice weapon there. And as you can see, there's some more nice terrain over here. I really like how this looks with all of the dark green going over the flesh color, the new flesh color, as well as the dark brown. And I also added some of the medium dark flesh onto that as well, just because I kind of wanted to add a darker shade on top of it, just so it looks a little more realistic. Can't say that word. And right here, I really like this new tree. I simply just used these green leaves with the cylinders and then a dark orange 6x5 leaf on top. And since I actually kind of like to do this, up here I made it more dry, so that's why I used the dark orange leaves. Down here in this tree, since it's more lush, I used a magenta leaf on top of the same species of tree. And since I didn't go over it earlier, I don't know why, I did a droid arm tree using the dark orange leaves. And I also did this simple tree with green, dark green, and a bright green leaf on top. And you can see a nice trunk there. And that's basically about it for the terrain. Now let's get into the storyline. Alright, so I'm going to make this storyline pretty quick since I know this video is going to be very, very long. I just really liked how this mini-mock turned out. So you can see that this is a Pantoran, and he noticed that these bounty hunters and the clones are in the hangar, and he was going to call them on it and grab some stormtroopers to help him out and capture them. And there's actually a Tao's bounty hunter that is hiding behind this tree and is about to attack the Pantoran and the stormtroopers. And now let's get into the hangar. Alright guys, so this is how the hangar looks from the back side, and I really like this view because I just like how it looks right through here, this terrain with the stormtroopers coming in and the trees and the terrain. Just really like, and the stream, just really like how that looks. Alright, so let's get into what is going on in here. So you can see there are some bounty hunters. These bounty hunters are actually trying to help Lieutenant Curious and this other clone trooper, which is a part of the 104th or Wolf Pack, escape. Now, Lieutenant Curious and this other clone trooper have taken their inhibitor chips out, which is why they have not committed Order 66, and now they are trying to help attack the Empire. And that basically ties into my Order 66 mini-mock, which is actually my most popular video, which is when Lieutenant Curious helped his Jedi Master in fending off some 501st clone troopers that were obeying Order 66, when Lieutenant Curious wouldn't. And Lieutenant Curious actually convinced this other clone trooper to take out his inhibitor chip as well. So the two of them are now trying to get supplies from this hangar and have been discovered by this Pantoran down there and the stormtroopers. So now these bounty hunters need to help them get out. So you can see there's some nice detail in here with tiles, 2x2, and some stud tiles that are elevated a little bit. And you have some crates and missiles and other weaponry along the sides here. And the walls just turned out really, really awesome. They're very tall and they have a lot of detail, which include masonry bricks in medium dark flesh, light bluish gray, reddish, not reddish brown, sand green, and both light bluish gray and dark bluish gray, if I didn't already say those. Olive green 4x3 leaves. And then we actually have a new species here, which is a bounty hunter. He actually has a rebel pilot torso. He has a, he is helping out with the bounty hunters to help get Lieutenant Curious and the other clone trooper out of there. There is this species here, which was actually in The Force Awakens on Jakku. And then there is a Rodian standing there with a heavy blaster and a Bith bounty hunter standing at the front to defend Lieutenant Curious and the other clone trooper. Right here we actually have what looks like a rebel speeder. It is, but what I did was I kind of edited it a little bit and added some other colors like reddish brown, dark orange, and dark bluish gray. We also have some overgrowth on here with using some olive green plates. And there are some more crates there. I really like the medium dark flesh jumper plates in 2x2 on those crates. And just a lot of really nice detail. I really hope you guys enjoyed this mini-mock. Now let's get into letting you guys go. Alright guys, that's about it for this mini-mock. Thank you for watching LEGO Star Wars mini-mock number 57 on the planet of Pantora. Be sure to check out all my other videos, mini-mocks, Serenno mini-mock series, mocks, LEGO updates, all of that. If you like what you see, be sure to check out my Instagram for daily behind-the-scenes updates on all of my builds. Be sure to subscribe for some more awesome LEGO Star Wars content if you haven't yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.